Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aylin, and today we are going to be doing my December TBR. This is going to be my Back to Kindle, which is a readathon that two of my closest friends here on YouTube host. So it's Staijah and Rylanne. I'll have their announcement videos linked down below in case you're interested in watching those. They host this readathon twice a year. I'm also going to include some other books that I would like to read throughout the month that are not necessarily Kindle books. My Kindle today is paid actor because it's dead and I can't find the charger. All right, let's dive in. I have a list of books that I want to read that are on my Kindle, but that don't necessarily fit some of the prompts, which is fine. This is a readathon just to encourage you to read ebooks. And I personally love my Kindle, so I'm very excited about this. But I have a list of books here. We're just gonna kind of go through them. If they apply for a prompt, I'll mention it. If not, these are just some of the books that I want to read. So the first one is Consider Me by Becca Mack. I mentioned this in yesterday's video that I've been reading it a little bit. It is a hockey romance, and I believe he's in like the NHL, and I think he lives in Canada. Our hero in this is kind of like a bad boy, and he's going for this girl that is kind of off limits, and the sexual tension already is palpable. So I'm very excited about this. I really enjoy hockey romances, so I think that this is going to be a fun one. And kind of in that same vein, I also want to read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which is again another hockey romance, but this one is a college hockey like figure skating romance. So I'm very excited about both of these, and I've heard amazing things about Icebreaker. The next one I have is one that falls into like a prompt, which is good, and that is Heavy Crown by Sophie Lark. This is the 6th book in the Brutal Birthright series, so this would qualify as a sequel. I have slowly but surely been making my way through these books this year, and I want to finish off the series. Have to finish off the series this month for another video that I have planned, but this one is Sebastian and Yelena's story. There is kind of a marriage of convenience. It's like strangers to lovers and then hate to love is kind of what it is. Yelena is the daughter of the Russian mob boss, and Sebastian is the youngest Gallo brother who we are very first introduced to in the first book. I'm nervous about this one. I'm like 50% of the way through, so I'm liking it. I'm not sure that I'm loving it, but I'll keep you posted in that other video that will be coming during Bookmas. The next one is The Blind Side by Candy Steiner. I want to read this one because, well, first it qualifies for the prompt that is over 500 pages, because I think this is like a 600-page football romance. Everybody was raving about this one, as well as Quarterback Sneak by Candy Steiner, so I'm excited. I feel like I'm gonna love Quarterback Sneak because it's a forbidden romance, and that is just kind of what I'm in the mood for, but I want to read this one first. I don't know much about this. I just know it is a football romance. I believe it takes place in college, and I'm like 5% of the way through. I started a while ago and haven't picked it up. Then I have The Never King. I don't remember who this is by, but I'm popping up the pictures here so you'll be able to see. This one is one that the host has read. This is a Peter Pan retelling, and I think it's also a reverse harem. I know Staijah has read this entire series, and I think she liked it okay. I just kind of want to read a bunch of short books because, number one, I'm behind my Goodreads goal. Number two, I have a bunch of them on my Kindle, so I would kind of like to clear those out a little bit, and we'll get to more of them here in a second. I also just love a Peter Pan retelling, especially when he's kind of like broody and the bad guy. Yes. And then, speaking of some shorter books that I need to clear off of my Kindle, I have Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood. I have the whole Stemness novella series, so if I read this one and I like this one, maybe I'll continue on, but at least the first one I would like to read. I haven't read a single Ali Hazelwood book all year, and The Love Hypothesis was one of my favorite books of last year, so not only is Under One Roof on this TBR for my Back to Kindle readathon, but also Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood at some point this month. Yeah, it needs to happen. I freaking love The Love Hypothesis, so I need to read this. Then we have Going, Going, Gone by Nicole Fiorina. I believe is how you pronounce her last name. I don't know anything about this book. It looks like it takes place in the city. I know it's a novella. I know I got it for free. That is it. I've seen pretty good things about it, I'm pretty sure. I've also just seen really good things about Nicole Fiorina in general, so I'm excited. I know it's a romance. And then Stone Heart is book 0.5 in the Dark Olympus series by Katie Robert. This is a Medusa retelling, I believe. and I really enjoyed Neon Gods. I need to continue on with that series, but I would like to read this one. I love Katie Roberts' writing, so I think that this one's going to be really fantastic. Then back to the prompts. For an art, I have You Never Forget Your First by, I don't remember this author's name and my Kindle is dead. The picture is here. This one takes place in New York City. I think it's like a childhood friends to lovers, potentially. I know that the author is super proud of it. It's gotten pretty good reviews from what I can tell. And yeah, I think like Chris Evans is essentially her fan cast for the hero in this book, which he got voted sexiest man of the year for a reason. So for On Your TBR for more than a year, I have Swamp Team 3. I started the Misfortune series last year, so I'm counting this as on my TBR for a year because I read the second one at the very beginning of this year and I haven't continued on with the series, so it's been about a year. I'm gonna count it. This is by Jana DeLeon. This is essentially a cozy mystery series that is set place in Sinful, Louisiana, with a CIA agent who's trying to hide out there. And along the way, she meets these couple of older ladies and they solve mysteries within this very small town in Sinful, Louisiana. And it is hilarious. It's so fun. I started this one as well. I didn't get very far in, so I would like to potentially complete this during the month of December. And then a couple random ones that I've thrown in just because I'm kind of in the middle of reading them and I would like to finish and clear some stuff off of my KU list and just my Kindle in general. We have The Risk by St. Abbey. I've had this one on my TBR since like March or something like that, whenever I posted my first Kindle video and whenever I got Kindle Unlimited. So I'm very excited to read this one. I've heard really good things. It's about like a serial killer and an FBI agent who is on her case and they fall in love. And then the last one is The Architect by Nikki Sloan. This one is the third book in the Nashville Neighborhood series, so if I don't end up finishing Heavy Crown, which hopefully I will, I can count this one as a sequel as well. Or maybe I could even double it. I would have to ask Staijah. I'm liking this more than I liked The Doctor, but not as much as I liked The Pool Boy, so we will see how it goes. But this one is like a threesome type of romance. There's BDSM in it. It's very, very intriguing so far. So those are the Kindle books that I would like to read for the Back to Kindle readathon. I know that this was another shorter video, so let me throw in some other books that I would also like to read that I have on my physical TBR. All right, so I have 4 more books to talk to you about. The first 2 kind of go together, not really, but you'll get it. We have It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover and Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. I would like to slowly but surely, yet again, make my way through Colleen Hoover's, I mean, this I guess isn't her backlist, but you know, her list of books. I've read most of her books, and these are like some of the last ones that I have yet to read. I also need to read Layla, which is like a paranormal thriller, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. I would like to read these. I am currently 94 pages into It Starts With Us, and I'm planning on doing a vlog for this and hopefully posting it sometime this month, so I need to read this one. Without Merit, I know nothing about. I think it's kind of about a girl who steals a lot, but other than that, I don't know much of anything. But I have heard some people who don't love Colleen Hoover say that this is Colleen Hoover's best book, which really intrigues me, because obviously they don't love her, so like they're not huge fans of the other ones, so like maybe this one is the best. We'll see. And then I have a fantasy and a horror. We have Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I have this on Audible, so I would like to listen to this. I loved listening to The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, and I have a feeling I'm going to love this one just as much. And again, like, I want to do it via the audiobook because the audiobook for The House in the Cerulean Sea was incredible, so I'm stoked. And then I have Sign Here by Claudia Lux. I'm currently listening to this one on audiobook as well. I don't know how far I am into it, but this one is about a guy named Peyote who is on the 5th floor of hell, and he's trying to sign a deal with one more person so that he can get a complete set and move up to the 6th floor of hell, and in comes calamity. That's really all I'll say. It is a horror, but it's very like interesting. I'm not like super scared yet. And I'm probably about 40% of the way through. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure, but I have read a decent chunk of this, so I would like to finish this month as well. Not a super long video, I apologize. I will be getting back to hopefully some longer videos, but I needed to film this relatively quickly, so I hope that you guys will bear with me. It's been a challenging bit. I'm sure you guys know that at this point, but that's all I have for today's video. I hope that you guys are doing well, reading mentally and otherwise, taking care of yourself, prioritizing yourself. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope to see you all in my next one tomorrow. Bye, guys.